Good morning, good evening, good day, good night, all that fun stuff. Hope everybody's doing well today. PR7 Gamer, welcome. Apparently, me getting extra sleep is good because we are very late. Oh, man. Relic. Greetings and salutations. Welcome. I really should make a command for that. I really should. Random people just do this all the time. I'm like, I should make a command for that. You know, I'm going to make a note for that. Stand by. I should make a note for that. Where are my pens? Or a pencil? Just any writing utensil. Here we go. Make a greetings. Man. Learn to spell. There. It's on the notepad. It'll be. I will be reminded of it at some point. How's it again? Well, my day just started. I got up about 45-ish minutes ago, I think. Close to half an hour, really. So I haven't really started my day all that much yet. Still waiting for the coffee to finish. Well, for the kettle to finish so I can make my coffee. And then, yeah. And I'll have it at my disposal. The big thing, ow, frig. How's your day going? Oh, on a side note, I have lost my glasses, and I think I know where I left them, which is at the mall. Granted, they were long out of prescription, but still. Which means I'm currently without glasses. Which means you get to watch me use a screen that is a little bit more zoomed in than is particularly practical. Can't admit I've run to the toilet 3 times in the last 3 hours. Ooh. That's not a good time. That is yeah, that's no bueno, as they say. By the way, it's all good. Well, that's good. That's good. Do I have the die rolling? Is my next VTM session? What's VTM? I don't know that one off the top of my head. Oh, that's my kettle. Stand by. Okay. Just had to pour my water, so I'll have coffee very soon. Vampire Masquerade. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade. Very nice. Very nice. It's been a long time since I played Vampire the Masquerade. Okay. Let me think here. So, today, we're filling this out. This beautiful thing on the side here called a calendar. We're going to fill it out with a bunch of events that not all but some places recognize. For example, Fall of Dragons is only recognized by, at this point, it was recognized as a annual holiday by 3 of the 7 locations. So we're gonna make a few of our own that are recognized by different places and everybody and whatnot. For example, we need... We can change the name of it later. Okay. I need a... My daughter has stolen all my dice again. Well, I have a browser open. We'll just use this. Right, dice roller. There we go. 1 die, sides on the die is 12. There it is. 8. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, I need to go to what's this? That's Fall of Dragon. Okay. I need to go to in here. Calendarium here. Events. We won't do it that way. No. We'll make the event and then we'll add the event afterwards. I'm also working on my next campaign as my last one ended on Tuesday. Nice. King's Day. We're gonna do it this way. Celebrate by only one region. Right guard. I had a list of days that I wanted to post, but I don't, or make, but I don't think it made it. The message made it. And I was sending it to myself to grab for later. It did not. That is unfortunate. Alrighty. We can worry about the details of this day later. Right now, I just want to get bulk days in. Okay. Let's add some things that we know that we're going to use here. So we're going to have solstice. We have summer solstice. Winter solstice. Harvest Fest. We have the New Year event, which is lunar alignment. The lunar alignment. These are like calendar events. There's no leap days or anything like that. Let's see. There is... We can start looking at individual regions at this point. So we have, for Arvonder, there would be 2 major events for Arvonder alone, which is... And these aren't necessarily things that are like going to be in the calendar for worship. These are going to be things that are like... These are important things that happened in the calendar. So... we have that we can use as a GM specifically. So there is separation. I need a better name for that, but we can call it that for now. Separation. We're gonna put this as Arvonder. Empire fell. And there's gonna be another one, which is Reformation, which is also gonna be Empire began, which is the more modern one. Alright, I'm gonna get my coffee. I will be back momentarily. Stand by. Okay. Krillix, if you're still here, what are you thinking for your next campaign? Okay. For Kragar, we have King's Day. We would also need... There is a thing I wrote in Kragar for this. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, house. There's a thing for the Dragon's Roost. Fast covers. We need a day for something to do with the Dragon's Roost. We don't know. I don't need to know what it is yet, but we need something for this. I don't want to do a Day of the Elements, though someone would probably call it that. Not Dragon History, but I'm just gonna call it call it Dragon's Roosting for now. I can always change it later. I'm not too concerned about it at this time. For Maledictra, I don't think I have anything in Maledictra that would be of particular importance. Other than maybe like the Founder's Day of Grimshade. Founder's Day of Grimshade, and then Banishment Day. Banishment Day. Founders Day. Grimshade. There we go. Founders Day for Grimshade. Let's see here. Let's see. Solmethus. We have two very easy ones. Origins Day. And then we have Is it just allow for no? And then we have. I'm just gonna minimize this actually, make it easier. And then we have. Day of revealing. Revelation? No. Reveal? Reveal. Day of reveal? That's specifically for the Matharian Church. Grave Barons. This wouldn't have too many grand scaling things, I don't think. I don't think this would have too many grand scaling things. Like, they have Language of the Dunes, but this is a very self-contained thing. A lot of local stuff rather than widespread. I don't really notice that. Is that just my TV, or is my face actually doing? I wonder. Oh, it's actually doing that. Didn't know. Cool. Well, the lighting is making it more exaggerated, but it is there. Okay, there isn't really anything for the Grave Barons now that I think about it. It'd all be local stuff. Now the Dynasty, on the other hand. Great Dragon's Day. And then let's see here. I guess there would also be Founders Day for Nidomus. I don't want to just do that. Oh, I know. Full. Yes. I'm just gonna call it that for now. I don't have a better name. Basically, a day where all the draconic dynasties are no longer allowed to fight each other for a stretch. For a stretch of time. Wingdom. This one's easy. We're gonna have Founders Day Dran. We need to have that one. That one is very important. But we need to have another one that is for someone specific, which is can't think of it off the top of my head. There's a thing I can't think of. We'll leave it at that for now. That's 16 events. That's plenty of events for the time being. We can always add more as necessary. Okay. That's all we need for the time being. Close all this. And we can always add more. Alright. I'm gonna do that. Mashed potatoes only celebrated to this day by Maledictra. The day that Durath was banished to, I believe, the Shadow. I believe I sent him to the Shadowfell. To the Shadowfell, yep. Shadowfell. Let me think for a second here. We're gonna do it this way, actually. It's changed. Changed is changed. Where those changed. Form of reenactment. Ah, I see. Oh, geez, what the heck? Mackenzie Murdoch coming with a rate of 1 person. Oh, himself. Thank you very much for doing so. Appreciate it. Happy to have you here. What? From the dungeon, many mimics leap for you. I love me a good mimic. Children. Alrighty. Oh this. My brain hurts after that stream. That's a shame. Building a lighting lair in Roll20, 700 plus room dungeon. Jeez. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. I also know, like, the lighting thing in Roll20 is not... It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Need to copy and paste this. Someone here. What's something? Let me think here. For making some pretty basic dungeons and whatnot. I mean, for basic, yeah. It's good for basic. I mean, to be fair, so is Owlbear Rodeo for that matter in that case. Although I think somebody made a module to make it better. Home grave with size and massive space. This is true. I mean, I too do like decent sized dungeons. I don't like what's it called? I don't really personally like doing mega dungeons too much. Although those are fun too. I prefer shorter term games that are only like, you know, like levels 1 to 5 and things like that. $752 rooms. Damn, that's crazy. That's a lot of rooms. It's not hard to come up with a lot of rooms, though. Because a lot of rooms are just that. They are just rooms. So you can definitely, like, have filler rooms that really help things out. Doing a 1 to 4 for the game for at the moment. Nice. What's a food that we can do for this? Oh no, Donjon randomly generated. Yeah. That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent if you want to just, like, get gritty and play. Potato hash? Maybe, actually. So the individual in question, Durath, he was sealed by getting getting stabbed in the big thing about his character is he got stabbed in the ear, like through the ear hole, and then there's a blade. Then this is part of his iconography. He's got a blade going through his eye and out his mouth. So I'm trying to think of something that actually fits that particularly well. Maybe like maybe like an open cheese-filled loaf or something like that. Schnitzel on a stick? Yeah. That could work. I'm thinking on details I don't need to worry about. Yes. I understood. I understood the reference. For a meal, nothing. Nothing extravagant. We'll just do nothing extravagant or special. For this one, we'll just leave this one as is. This is also in a really harsh area, so it's fine that it's just like this. Alright, day of reveal. Oh, we also need to... we'll do that. We'll do it all later. We'll do it all after. This one is exclusively Soul Mephis. Celebrating... the... what's the correct term for this? Not creation. I mean, it's just exactly what it is, the reveal. Of Matharin. To the world. Grand Feast. National regional holiday. Right, regional holiday. Readings from scripture. It's gonna feel very Catholic in a lot of ways. Followed by words. New followed by new leadership. Changes in leadership. There we go. Here's what occurs on this day. We need a new name for dragon's roosting. I don't know what. I will be right back. I'll hug my wife and pass it. All right. Cheers there, Mackenzie Murdoch. Enjoy your evening. And thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, sorry there about that, guys. I was just really hungry all of a sudden, so I had to go grab a snack. My talk of food screwed me over. Okay. Fall drinks. Of the dragons that were Draconia. The time when the last of the dragons of Draconia fell. What's going on? Oh, okay. Festival with feasting. Let's see. Fireworks like entertainment. Festival, feast, fireworks like entertainment. There isn't any reenactments or anything like this. That's what I think I can kind of keep as is. Try it out in more detail later. This one is celebrated by Dictra. Founding. Of the new capital. Jeez. City of Grimshade. Banners. Music. Banquets. Speech. Games. Carnival would be better. Carnival? No, games. Founders Day Dran. This one's gonna be a little bit different. This one is by Wingdom. The City of Dran. The City of Dran first took took flight to the skies. Is it? Oh, right. English. Right, of course. Alrighty. I hope you're all doing well so far. I hope that this is actually entertaining for you guys to some extent, or at least amusing enough for you to stick around. All right. Dran would handle this very differently. It's a flying city off of alchemical engine, so people can't just take the day off. Shift. Minimal shifts. This is a commerce-heavy city. What is something that... Anything special that we can do for this? Not really. I think this one will be less ceremonial. It's gonna be, it's not corporatized, but it's very, it very much likes its, citizens working. It's mostly money movement oriented, unlike a lot of other places in the archipelago. Let me think here. Okay. Checking a few things inside. Everything's actually running correctly. There we go. Okay. Minimal shifts. I don't really have a whole lot I can do for this right now in my head. Just kind of drawing a blank. Weird. I mean, shit, a bunch of stuff. It's like, well, let's just copy this for now. There's no reason for it to not be like similar. Banners up. Nah, well, banners are kind of always up, so we'll get rid of that. Music, yes. Banquet, sure. Speech, no. Games, no. A little bit more, not modest, but less extravagant. Full piece. I need a new name for this. Oh. Separated to this day by... this is the... Phelan Dynasty. Days that no disputes by word or blade to be uttered. How to be uttered. No battles. No negotiations. Usually there is a festival. Usually there's festivals. At local level. Yeah. Basically, it's a enforced peace. That the dynasty has. You have to abide by this peace in inside the dynasty during this time. Let's see here. Why is none of my chat stuff working on YouTube? That's weird. My bot should be sending stuff to it. That's weird. Oh, well. I will fix... Okay, where's my notepad? I'm gonna make note of another thing. Fix. Fix. YT. Fix YouTube bot. For chat. It should be doing stuff, but it's not. And I don't know why. And that's kind of weird. That is a later problem. So I'm not sure how I can fix it quickly. So that is a later problem. All right, there we go. Okay, back to this. Festival at local level. Yeah, this is simple. Good enough. Great Dragon's Day. This is also a dynasty thing. The Phelan Dynasty. Creation of the Phelan Dynasty. this one. This is the big one. This is the big one for much of the locals. There is parade. How do you spell parade? Oh, it's just one R. Okay. Parade. Festival. Feast. Massive gathering. I guess we go without saying no war, but I'm just gonna put it in there. No combat. Lord Dragon shows himself. And this should be a thing that I can go to because I need to create a thing for that in the future. This would be celebrated by, I guess, technically all 7 locations. Perfect. Oops. This one's celebrated by everybody. Though the days vary. Though the day that this is celebrated varies. There we go. Varies. This is the after the last of the harvest for the year. After the last of the harvest of the year. This would be celebrated on the local level. So it'd be mostly simple. Go to the locals. Banquet. Banquet typically there might be games and other things as well, but this is generally speaking a thing that individuals at the local level would kind of dictate. Okay. Well, since my bot doesn't want to do it to me, I hope everybody's having a grand old time. I hope that you're having, yeah, just a good time. I hope that I'm not boring you. Hope you're being entertained. And if you ever have questions or input, don't hesitate to chime in. I like to chat with people, so feel free to do so. Okay. And then we're gonna, let's see here. We have Craigguard King's Day. We're just gonna change it to King's Day. King's Day, and this should be Craigguard. Craigguard. There we go. King's Day for Craigguard. Okay. Ooh. All right. Birthday of the king. Oh, dog was barking. Stand by. Stand by. Doggo has been taken care of. Alright, birthday of the king. Oh, did I? I did, okay. Wasn't sure if I actually unmuted myself or not. Birthday of the king of Graga. Hold on. What's this? Oh. It's me putting it in as a misspelling somewhere. That's kind of annoying. I guess there is always the backlinks. Close that. Thanks. Let's see here. And banter with chat. There we go. Much better. That's much more like it. Okay. The King of Cragguard. Gifting. The from the major and minor houses. At the king's expense. Apparently expense is a word that's just going to elude me. This is also a little bit hard for me to read still, so we're going to make it slightly larger. Not having glasses on right now is really hurting my eyes a little bit. This should help it just a wee bit. There we go. There we go. That's much better. This is such a dumb, fun little song. And I love it. I love the Kate Sith and the Octo rock music in Octopath. It's so silly and fun. Feast of the King's Expense, Grand Festival, Competitions, games, music, drinking, the sort, everything. Everything. That's more of a note for me than anything else. Alright. Lunar alignment. Oh. I might also just do this. Celebrated by everyone. This would be the last day. Of the calendar. Of the calendar year. The last, the only day celebrating the last day that all 4 moons would be in alignment. Jeez, can't spell alignment for some reason. Oi, how's it going? Hello, greetings and salutations. Stargazing. Food. I mean, food is just a thing that always happens. Jeez. Local level event. Activities. Local level activities. How's it going? Hope today's treating you well so far. This is celebrated by Solmethus. No problem. What's your deal? Go lay down. Everybody's still sleeping, and I'm busy. I already took you outside. You have food, you have water. What's your problem? Is this what your problem is? Problem? You want some head scratches? Is that your problem? Alright, there's your head scratch. Now go lay down. Is one of the days where I simply want to just stay in bed. I mean, technically there's a day that you could do that. I'm sure there's some nerds that'll just some guys in some towns that'll just do that. Alright, Origins Day. How do I phrase this? Have walked the grounds. Nothing. No major activities. Yeah, no major activities for Origins Day. I don't see. I can't think of anything that they would add for this. When the new empire began. The creation of the new Thanatos Imperium. There we go. Squid Ink. Greetings and salutations. How's it going? Creation of the new Thanatos Imperium. You would think so, but no. It's actually my sisters that have that. Creation of the new Thanatos Imperium. Like, there is something, but there's not a lot there. No major celebrations or anything like this from this one. No major activities. Summer solstice. Celebrated by everyone. We should also get like a new name for this as well. I'm probably gonna change it to like Soul Solitude or something. I don't know. Actually, I kind of like that. Soul Solitude. Longest day of the year. Technically, it's lowest point. Greatest. That's greatest point. No major activities. I can think about this time. Oh. There we go. From the Out Empire. Into ruin. No celebration. A long night. Longest day of the year. Or longest night of the year. Often seen as a problematic day. No major activities. At least not culturally. Okay. Now that that's done, we're gonna get rid of this one. We're gonna get rid of Dragon Roosting. We don't need that. I can't think of anything that goes with it. We're just gonna leave it as is. Okay. Now we go to Calendarium. Go to this. Go to events. And now we create events. Banishment Day. Don't need the event description in here. Event category. We need to add another era turns, holidays. We need a new category. Because these aren't necessarily holidays. We can put in days of note. Days of note. That can be a rather mundane looking color as well. With this yellowish color. This is a day of note. So holidays. Not holidays per se. Like there's a couple of different things. So I'm trying to think of like what colors I want them to appear on the map and how I want to organize it. So, for example, we have holidays which come up in blue, but we have things that are also like, they're not holidays necessarily, depending upon where you are, but they're days of note. So like era turns, for example, are things that occurred, but they don't necessarily mean that someone's going to be celebrating it. For example, if we go to eras, there's the Dark Age. I'm going to put in a date that signifies, oh, hey, the old ways are over, or Draconic Rule is over, or After Shatter, which is like the modern era. Like, I'm going to have those signified, but I don't want them to be things that are like just showing up constantly. Holidays are like a fine way of putting it, but I might be overcomplicating it. In all honesty, you know, we'll just do this. And we'll do that color, and we'll just make them all holidays. It's fine. I'm getting too into the weeds with that. Maybe that's something that's a little bit better in the future, but I don't want to do it now. Durath's Banishment. How long ago was that? Because that's the current year right now. You know what? I got an idea. Where's the die roller? Let's just roll some dice. Eight, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Harvest. 14. Vampiric Plague. Every person in Tennessee was forced to take part. Alright, and then... this would have been during the old ways. Oh, hold on. This is incorrect. There we go. Yeah, that makes way more sense. 800 years of Chronicle. That's way more accurate. Okay. So this is what happened during the old ways. So let's just say anything less than 33. Say 2856. Let's change it from Harvest to Storm. Should put it Dusk Moon and put it on the 14th of Dusk Moon. Storm Moon. Storm Moon. Yeah, I like Storm Moon. Don't need the description in there because we have a article for it. Let's see here. Event. The Sun Parade. This event was created to deal with the vampiric plague. Every person inside the city is forced to take part. Doesn't matter if old or young. They just go out in the sunlight and move through the town half naked. I would say shirtless. Shirtless works. I kind of like that. This would be a specific town. Do this. Celebrating the destruction of a vampire. Required during the day. That's awesome. That's a hilarious one. I like that. All right. Let's see here. Day of reveal. This one has to be a little bit more on the recent side. So it's dark and orange, and if you don't know, it's just a what the heck moment. Yeah, it's one of those things that works really, really well because the party shows up in a random town somewhere, and it's a little on the cooler side, maybe in a little bit below room temperature kind of thing, and you just see an entire town of people just walking around shirtless. It's like, huh, that's strange. I wonder why that is. Day of reveal would be during solar moon. Actually, hold on. I need to check my own notes. Matharin. Law, light, and sanctified power. Edicts. Purity, law, zeal, judgment. Sovereign Lady of Sanctified Flame, and the Inquisitor's Light, Unbroken Law. Blood. Okay, no, not summer solstice, not summertime. Maybe summertime, but not solstice. Day of reveal. We can go with bright moon, and we can go late. 27th of bright moon is actually kind of fine. This is a place that came to be significantly later. Before the origin of dragons, though. Or not before the origin of dragons, before the invasion of dragons. We can go with something like 2164. Actually, we're gonna change this. It's not holidays. It's regional. Regional? We'll go regional. And then we'll go local. These are all regional, at the very least. Okay. Oh, I can't see my event list. There we go. I can't move this around, can I? No, that'd be too convenient. Okay, fall. Oh, we have Fall of Dragons already. Founders Day, Dran. Dran is, I believe, about 700-ish years old. Would have gone up during Bloom. 11. That is a local. That's a city-specific thing. Understate Grimshade, that's a local. Grimshade is significantly younger. Not by a lot, though. Let's see here. Or not younger, older. Less than 1,000 years old, though. So let's go 3, 4, 5, 1. During Mist Moon 18. Arcane Collectum, the event for wizards by wizards. They gather here to share their insights to magic and their peers find study. They're also a place where potential magic danger and disadvantage. They wouldn't have that in this part of the world. There is no major academy like that, unfortunately. We're gonna make this 10 to a page by the looks of things. All right, full piece. This would have been happening. When was Fall of Dragon? 3845. In Dusk Moon. Oh, no, wait. This would have been happening long before that. 27, 40, 54. No, this would be, like, around the time of, like, past... Just a little bit after the Dark Age. So this would be, like... 1756 or something like that. Full Peace is a regional holiday. Great Dragon's Day. $1734 in Ember Moon. On the 26th. Yeah. I like that. Harvest Fest. Every year. This would have been around the time of the actual starting date starting year doesn't really matter. We can just go. We can go 1700. This. We can do Harvest Moon, and this. Oh wait, no. This is when the harvest ends. This would be an Ember Moon, sometime around. 18th. End dates. Oh wait, no. It's okay. We'll do this. You can't do both. Harvest Fest is locals. Well, it's regional, but it's celebrated at the local level. Oh. Excuse me. Event: the Royal Blade Tourney. Every land owning noble in the kingdom is allowed to take part in it or send comers as substitutes, created by a means to find swordsmen of value to the royal army and turn special. That's actually a pretty cool idea. I like that one. Can't spend royal. There we go. Royal. There we go. Do you know what the scariest mimic is? I do, actually. I do. A mimic that is actually a table. I think it's the one that just stares at you. You know, if I had a Steam Deck, or a Stream Deck, or a Stream Board, if I had a button board, I'd be playing some dumb noises right now. Do I even have a place that would have that in this area. Everywhere just kind of sucks. They don't really have like royal tournaments and stuff. I guess Craigguard could have. The elves wouldn't have it. Like, Arvondra wouldn't do it. Craigguard might. The Dynasty wouldn't. Actually, the Dynasty might. Then let the mimic rampage instead of it. No, that's an ooze. That would be an ooze that would do that. But you got the right idea. No, it's game favor with the. Is it? Well, that's the thing is that's kind of what I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Whereas this is kind of like more. This is more for clout than for anything. I have ideas. Tournament where the Dragon Lords have a member of their lands fight in for standing and favor. In favor of the Lord Dragon. Roleplay tournament, no. I don't want to change that, but I'm content with it. I'm content. Oh gosh. How do you? How do you how do you find a mimic in a tomb? Oh. Of course. Of course. Why would I ever be surprised by this? Harvest Fest is the most recent one. King's Day, Craigguard. The king himself is not of particularly huge age. He's only about 300 and something years old. Born on True Moon 3rd. This is regional. I changed this down to 10. Okay. Is this king an elf? This king is a dwarf. So I guess he's technically close to middle age. In that case. So I should actually change this. There we go. A little younger. There's actually currently no elven king. But there is a... But the Anatonis Imperium is attempting to rectify that. All right. Next, we have lunar alignment. This would fall under regional. This is technically regional, because everybody kind of does this. Everybody deals with it at the local level, but it's a regional. Regional, yeah. This one has been occurring since year 1. True moon. 30. All right. We have Origins Day. This is a regional. There's a reoccurring. This would be pretty old. Are there only kingdoms, or are there also majocracies? In this area of the world, there isn't really any majocracies. They're not in the sense of like wizards rule. There is how do I explain this? There is 2 regions that you can kind of look at, sort of like run like majocracies, but one is a like super religious oriented area, kind of like built off of like the idea of like the medieval Catholic Church. And then there's another one which you could technically, which is built kind of very heavily off of like the Chinese dynasty system. No, it's not a problem. I have 0 issues doing that. Where they're ruled by dragon lords. Like primordial dragons. So it's the dragons that are like of the elements. They're the dragons that are made of crystals, structures made out of the non-metallic or chromatic dragon sets. So there's a steel dragon named the Lord of Blades, for example. So there's a lot of, so that it's not really a majocracy necessarily. And then the other areas, theocracy. Thank you. I couldn't think of the actual word for it. And then there's some other there are some other areas, but like the elven area is mostly nomadic. Yeah, theocracy sounds right. Hello, Fast Cookies. Welcome. Or cookie, I should say. Not plural. I'm doing fairly well, thank you. Hope you're doing well also. Let me do this real quick here. Origins Day. This would start... People would assume it would start year 1, but this is technically 6041. Rain Moon on, we'll say, the 9th. Because why not? I believe it was 1643 is the number I'm looking for. Wait, 43 or 34? 34, idiot. There we go. What is Rain Moon? That's a month. We Danes owe a lot to Canadians. So this is so just for like context, this is, where's my thing here? There it is. So this is like the calendar for the entire thing. So you can go in and change like the name of the dates. You can change the name of the months. So the months are based off of moon rotation, moon cycles. So there is what is ironically the moon that is shattered across the sky. And in turn, that every month is just based off of a cycle for this moon, which no longer actually rotates around the planet because it's been smashed and it's actually always present in the sky now. And then a calendar year is just when all four of these things align nicely. For you guys, can read them. They would have been occupied by the USSR in World War II. This is true, yeah. So there's 4 moons. Yes, there is. Well, sort of. There's 3 moons and then a 4th moon that has been kind of turned into like a perpetual meteor storm in the sky. But yes, there are 4 moons. No, it was built to last. Players in one of my games just ended up destroying it. No, it was an actual moon. Yes, but not in the way that you might be thinking. Oh my goodness, why am I so stiff today? Oh. So I just did Origin Day. Let's see here. Reformation. Regional. This would be a relatively recent thing. Like 40 years ago kind of thing. We can keep it in Blue Moon of 2016. So, for example, because of the fact that there's always moons, and and Soren is smashed across the sky, lichens have a really rough time maintaining their non-bestial form, for example. Reformation. Royal Blade Tournament. So there's not really lichen. Really not liking the moons, huh? No, they generally don't. Although there is an entire faction, not in this part of the world, but in a different part of the world where players are currently playing, where they embrace a piece of the lichen blood. So they wear, and in turn they wear silvered armor, so that they actually have control over it at all times. This is Royal Blade Tournament. This would be the origin of this time-wise doesn't really matter. We can put 24, 30. We can go with. We want this in the time where there's a little bit less. When it's easy, we can go Bloom. Yeah, we can go Bloom. Actually, yeah, we'll keep this on 27. This would be annual. I don't see a reason not to make this annual. This is regional. Soul Solitude. This is regional. This would be a thing that would be happening as of year 1. On Solar, this would be on the 6th. Actually, no, it wouldn't. The day that is longest, well, it would be in Soul, be in Bright, and it'd be, we can put it at like day 12. Every year. I gotta go now. Have fun, guys. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you had a decent time here. So we just did Soul Solitude, the a bitch and wants my attention. Okay, fair enough. All right, we have, and then we'll do the long night. So if it was on Bright Moon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it'd be in Frost. It would be, come on, year 1. I believe it was 18. We had these. It's the 12th, not the 18th, 12th. This is a regional. Regional, local. I feel like there's another one that I could be doing in here, but I'm not going to bother for now. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple here. So we have the Sun Parade. There's another one in there. The Separation. I need this is just so that it shows up on the calendar every year and I can track it. So the Separation. When did the Elven Empire fall? Archipelago. Regions. Arvonder. Approximately 1,200 years ago. Okay, so 1,200 years ago, approximately. Storm. 9. There we go. Okay, so that's the Separation. Some, and then the last one we need to add, I believe, is the Sun Parade. For stuff that we have so far. The Sun Parade. This is a local. We gotta do it in like the recent years. So we'll do like 40 years ago. During thaw. Let's go with like 7. Very good. I'm just gonna move the chat window over here for myself. Okay, so if everything worked out correctly, is it gonna? It's gonna be a jerk. Yeah, it is. Okay. We should see all of our. Boo. Brother, you're on a roll today, aren't you? All right. So I should be able to see all of the major events as things kind of come. Yeah. Sun Parade is there. Full Peace. Oh. I like to punish you. Laugh is good for people. This is true. I actually don't have issue with it, but yes. We actually need to go to where's Full Peace? Full Peace. End date. Okay. Exit. I'm gonna have to do this in a slightly annoying way. So I'm gonna do it this way. Pammy002. Oh, geez, what the heck? Oh. Piss off, you. We don't take kindly to bots around here. All right. Copy this. Thaw Moon 24. Okay. Full Peace. 25. Because there should be 5 days of this. Twenty 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. All the way up to 28. And also this is regional. Uh, 27. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need one more. Okay. So if I go to Thaw Moon, there's nothing for the 27th. Okay, I need to fix that. Oh. On the wrong day. There we go. So if we go to Thaw Moon, yep, 24th to 28th is full piece. Excellent. This is Origin Day on Rain Moon. This moon has the founding of Grimshade. The local Founders Day for Dran and Reformation, as well as Fall of the Dragon, as well as World Blade Tournament, which is actually on the starting day. Nice. Nothing in Solar Moon. We have Soul Solstice, or Soul Solitude, and Day of Reveal. Nothing during Harvest Moon itself. Storm Moon has Banishment Day and the Separation. Ember Moon has a Harvest area, has the Harvest Moon. And then True Moon has King's Day, Craigguard, and then Lunar Alignment. Excellent. There's a functioning, sort of useful calendar, and then it's easy for me to just add stuff to it as needed. Oh, what time is it? 8:30? Okay. Great, 8:40 I should say. Alright, I'm gonna grab a little more coffee. I will be back in a moment. Okay. Let's see here. Get my stuff back out so I can see what I'm doing again. Alright. Oh, that's right. The finals for Canada versus US is today. What time is that at? I need to find that out right now. Canada versus US Hockey Olympics. What time is that? What time is that? Was that? Oh wait, did that end? Oh, it's already started. I didn't realize it already started. I don't watch a lot of sports either. Like, I'm just Canadian. I like hockey. That's all it is. Oh, it started at 10 a.m. It started at 10 after 8. Okay. Well, I'm putting that on in the background. Canada versus watch Canada US hockey. Here we go. I'm gonna put this on in the background really low. Low volume at like minimum. Only the end of the first period. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Oh, only 8 and 7 shots. Wow. Very close game. Or very close, like, set of everything. Oh. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop watching this. I'm just gonna keep it going in the background. I'm just gonna. Best games are the close ones, yeah. The women's actually ended. Was really, really close. It ended with in overtime. And that's the end of the first period. Okay. All right, I will watch that later. All right. The year for After Shatter may change. Depending upon the events of the game that's currently running, I might change the name of that. A day where we don't fight at all in D&D? Impossible. Ain't that the truth? Apologies, a week? To be fair, this is declared by the dragons, so... If there was no fighting, things are always dicey in D&D. To be fair, this is a regional decree. This is less about D&D and more about a region. Specifically about the Felon Dynasty, so... It's a wee bit different. Just a wee bit. Not much. I don't want to piss off a dragon. See, that's the thing. Nobody wants to piss off the local dragon, and then on top of that, and none of the local dragons want to piss off the big guy up top. Nobody wants to bug him either. So because nobody wants to do that. Malik here. Darkwell. Don't do it. Don't do it. Damn it, Nano. Why'd you have to go and do that? You just had to go do it, didn't you? You just had to go and do it, didn't you? You had to bring the nuts into this. All right. On the bright side, yeah. Well, look, if a dragon told me not to fight for a week, I would fucking listen. Yeah, exactly. You don't argue with the creature that can turn you, your home, your neighbor's home, and your neighbor's neighbor's home into a pile of ash in an instant. You don't argue with that guy. It's just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Fucking last night, my God, the party had to close up a hole in the ley line. So they're just doing their thing. What is effectively a frost salamander shows up while they're doing this. The two of the Marshall boys are fighting it, whatever. It happens to get one of the players doing dealing with the ritual to try and shut this down, gets tagged by I did some modifications basically to its ice weapon, its breath weapon, which is a line. Or I turned it into a line which does 68. I toned down its damage slightly to kind of accommodate that that only 2 people were fighting it. Anyways, I rolled 10 whole damage on a 6d8. It did 2 damage. It did 2 whole damage to 2 of the 3 people it hit because they had resistance to cold on top of that. That's the kind of they're level 13. So that's the kind of hit that you find that you were damaged later. That's something happened to you, you don't notice, and you find the injury later. Ten damage is low enough that a level 1 character has a very good chance of surviving that. Of just going, ow, fuck, and then just moving on. They're level 13! That's how little, I just rolled so bad. It was comedic more than anything. Is this the... Yeah, this is the table for traversing the sea. Okay, I have to work on that at some point. Okay. So, bright side, calendar is mostly done. Not that exactly, but someone did say something to that effect, yes. Although, to be fair, it was, like, cold enough that they had to be making checks to not get exhausted. So, a little extra cold didn't really seem to bother them anyways. Where they get cold resistance from? One of them has a frost brand. And then the other one, I want to say it was a spell? I'm not sure. Jeez, a lot happens in Bloom. Founders Day, Reformation, Blade Tournament, and Fall of Dragons. A lot just happens in this little span of time by happenstance. Jeez. Fractured Shores. The games. Where is it in lore? I did put it into lores. Okay. So the Grave Baron, Soul Methods, and Wingdom already done. Actually, let's make sure these are actually done here. I got a little bit of time. I'm already done the thing I wanted to get done today, which is the calendar event stuff that is usable for me for other things in the future. So I'll have a better one. Is it the chair? Alright, so I have the others, the High Archons, the Faceless, Steelwind Strikers, I mean, shit happens, of course. Ice Block Peaks, Dran, and then the Chasm. Okay, so Wingdom's done. Solmethus has her stuff done. The Hand of Mathari. Goals' what the heck is Goals' stream doing in here? We'll put that down here. That's weird. Flames of Matharin. Eyes of Matharin. Wingers of Frost. Your world are not in the books, or you have in mind from offense species and such races. So I don't have a ton of unique races. I do have one, which is the Skykin, which are basically humans with wings for the most. They're like featherless Aarakocra. Is like kind of like the best if you were to think of them as, in like the most literal way. I made some minor modifications in the 2014 rules. But in the 2024 rules, I have not made anything specific yet. That's going to be more of like a thing to be addressed as it kind of comes up. Is it in the 2024 rules? If not, then how am I going to adjust? That's going to be on an as-needed basis. The thing that's here for... bat wings and flesh wings. No. They have feathered wings. That the rest of their body is featherless. I should have specified. They're more like humans with feathered wings. That's a misstep on my part. Let's see here. Waste walkers. Okay, I need to look at the appropriate thing for this again. This would be Grave Barons. Here we go. I like modifying monsters. I like making my own stuff too. Yeah. So the blackened glass. Some sort of city made the glass. Local whispers first. Probably. Is arriving in Theospoon. Meet up in D-Bar. The D-Bar. Acting under the mystical dagger. He's looking to have a group investigate the ruins for him. Now that a few members have not long since returned. How did I do the drop space in these other things? Locations and regional factions. Okay, so this needs locations. This would be Theospoon. What's this? Pension. Pension Jizzaspoon. Is that the capital? I don't remember this. Does it have any backlinks? No, it's not mentioned anywhere. Have wings and can fly. That is literally just Pathfinder. That, by the way, is just Pathfinder owlbears. Pathfinder owlbears are freaking terrifying, dude. Holy. Like, you thought owlbears were scary before, now give them wings. I just love pulling stuff from Pathfinder. I'm gonna be real. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do, is just pull monsters from Pathfinder and just import them into D&D. Because their design is just so awesome. Like, Pathfinder don't fuck around. It's great. Is this the capital? Blood ooze. Yeah, exactly. Like, just all kinds of, like, they don't stop. Like, Paizo just doesn't stop making stuff. Goblins have, I think, are called spire climbing, which I was inspired from the Thorn Moose. Yeah. Language of the Dunes. Okay, I need to make sure I put Language of the Dunes in there if it's not already in there. Okay, it is in there. It's gotta be the capital. It was made the same time frame as the rest of these. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is like being able to give something something that makes it a little bit weird or a little bit uneasy or gives it a strange means of movement. You can utilize that to create an atmosphere that is more unagreeable to the players, right? More disagreeable to the players. So it's really fun in that way. I got one homebrew book called Helen's Guide to Monster Hunting from a friend, and it has fairly simple crafting and carving system that I can use in my campaign. Also has some fun little creatures like tar oozes. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be the dumbass and just build my own crafting system as is needed. It also has owl bears that photosynthesize. Oh god. Those oozes that said, what in tarnation is that? Oh god. No, but I can think of like two people that are sitting at that would be sitting at that table that would say that. This has got to be. I know, Nano. I know you are thinking the two same people I am. If it's the table I think it is. Let's see here. How have I been doing locations? Just putting a rough estimate of the number of people that live there and just whatever it's called. Okay. Oh, is the Grave Barons a... Did I have 2 naming conventions for the Grave Barons? Primarily named after racial cultures, lots of inspiration from ancient Greece and locations and other names. Some East Asian influence from the dynasty. Okay, that's how I did it. Okay. Imagine if the tar lived in a volcanic environment where the lava randomly sparks would light them on fire as they grappled and paralyzed. That would be... So, 2 things on that. 1, that means that there is somebody... That means that you have to have something intervening on that, because a tar ooze would not do that under normal circumstances, because a tar ooze is concerned with... Because oozes are concerned with one thing and one thing only, and that is survival. They're not mindless creatures in the like most literal of senses. They're just dumb. They're very programmable. So that means that there would be a third party involved. People say the Grave Barons. As less common. Called tar elements actually process constructs or skeletons and animate them, so you can get possessed golems and dino skeletons, and then there are tar and then the tar-esque. Way too many times I typed too quickly. It's understandable though. That's the thing. Approximately 30. Yeah. Ask. That's approximately 21,000. approximately 21,000. In ads for the entirety of that. Oh, lovely. All right, that's fine as is there. Okay, so we have... I need to make a folder for this, I think. Yeah. Oh my gosh. There we go. Shapeless elementals are native to the muddy borderlands between the plains of Earth. Their minds corrupted by AI. I always love like the flavor text that you can get from books, like from like characters that are writing these supposed novels and stuff like that, or monster lores and whatnot. I always love that. All right. So I did fix the one thing that I was that I didn't finish before, which is good. Dealt with, fixed, not to worry about it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Dealt with, done. It is 10 after 9, so I'm gonna call it here because I gotta get going soon. I also want to get I also want to put the hockey game on because we are at second period, I believe now, probably partway into it. Yep. We are partway into second period now for the men's finals. Makara Darkwell. Makara Darkwell, yeah. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed your day. Or hope you enjoy the rest of your day, I should say. And, Makara, yeah. Okay, awesome. And, yeah. Thank you everybody that swung by, that had a good old time. And, yeah. Shout out to YouTube for a new peak of 33 live viewers. That is crazy to me. 33 live viewers over on YouTube at one point, and it stayed strong like for the last like 2 hours almost. Just really appreciate it, guys. I really do. Thank you very much for swinging by, everyone that did. Hope all y'all have the rest of your day. Hope your country does well in what's left of the Olympics. And until next time, which will be tomorrow morning, have a nice day.